I love that. What's that little? It's like stroke. Oh,
Just a little tapping. It's the only
sometimes I can't do it like this. I've got like. I'll have to do it with these 3 fingers.
It's the only tapping I can do. Yeah, it's not going to work on this. Hello everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back to Acoustic Paradiso.
Welcome back, Ben.
Oh,
it's been
nice
ages.
to be here. First time of the year.
It is.
It is.
I can't believe he came in and he said Happy New Year, and we were like, what? Because he hasn't been here till now. When is the rule? Where can you say Happy New Year? When is the cut-off point? What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, we're still in
you
February.
said it's a date, though.
I think end of February probably is.
Is it?
Yeah, I reckon.
Okay.
That's fine.
Right.
But anyway.
Well, what are we doing, man?
Today we are looking at 5 of our kind of favourite guitars for less than £200. Most of them are under £150 actually.
That's amazing, isn't it?
So, yeah.
I'm waiting for us to go, when I was young, the guitars we got were so much better.
My first guitar had strings like this.
Terrible friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is impressive what you can get today.
It is. One of them's even got a solid top. It's that one, I think.
This one here, but we'll come to that in a minute, isn't
That's
it?
it.
Do you want to start with from the cheapest one?
Should we
do that?
Yeah, should we
let's
just do a
that. So
rundown?
I'll give that to you.
Okay, so this is our most affordable one.
Yeah,
this
don't say cheap, it's
No, that's
affordable,
it.
darling.
So this is £89. This is an East Coast. What's the actual model number? This is the G1, and this is your entry-level East Coast
G1.
laminate back and sides and top. Obviously, it's £89.
That's insane, man.
But should we see what it sounds like, and then we'll talk about how it's built and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
So here we go. Missed the strings. So the G1, I mean, the thing I really like about this, particularly as this is, probably going to be a beginner's instrument, it's really easy to play.
Yeah,
like
they are easy to play, those, aren't they?
Yeah, like the fretwork's good, the neck's comfortable, the action is low. Yeah, like we were just kind of joking about old guitars, but it is.
It might even be. I played it as well earlier, and I think it might be a little bit low for me. The action.
I mean, it might be a little bit low. You could probably tweak.
But that's
the truss rod could do with a little tweak.
So there you go. So, and that's just. I wanted to mention that we always do that in the videos. I think change the strings. Buy a set of strings with your guitar when you get a guitar because they'll come with much cheaper strings than you'll buy in a shop, and get them changed. Maybe even get a setup on it. If you even for 89 quid you spend another 30 quid on a setup. Or if you're brave enough, just have a little go on YouTube and look and see what you can do.
I think this one, like you say, is a bit low.
Good, yeah.
But yeah, like you say, I think a good set of strings
helps a lot.
From a kind of reputable brand. My preference is for 80/20 rather than phosphor bronze.
Right. Okay.
But that's just that's me.
But it's quite big.
It is a reasonable size. I can't remember what they call this. Is this the mini grand auditorium shape? Something like that, isn't it? Yeah. So it's it's fairly wide across this lower bout, but it's still quite short. The scale length, I'm not sure what it is, but it feels fairly short.
Yeah.
On here,
I mean, there'll be links below.
All the specs for all of these will be below, but we didn't want to go into too much detail here because it gets too much.
It's 2 long videos.
It's too long.
When we just sit and ramble on. And now I'm rambling. I was just going to say, please like and subscribe. There's links below for everything here. And if you want to jump to one of the guitars because you want to more hear about that, click the timestamps.
This is less than £90.
Yeah,
brand
it's
new.
insane.
And this was straight out of the box this morning, I think, wasn't it? So this is untouched apart from tune-up. So
yeah, a little tune-up. So it always needs to resettle in acoustic guitars because they are made of, woody type materials. They're not always wood, but
they start with wood. But it's the intonation's good all the way up. Like, you can't complain about that. You can play bar chords all over it. For a beginner's guitar or a guitar that you want to sling in the back of the car to take camping or whatever. Yeah,
or just on the sofa, and you don't really mind that if it gets a ding or dong or stuff like that.
Yeah, that's it. I'm always impressed by the way the East Coast guitars play. Yeah. Like, sound aside, and it doesn't sound bad for an all-laminate guitar, but...
No. It's fine. It's fine. 89 quid. What do you expect, man? You can't hardly fill a car up these days for 89 quid.
I was going to say, you certainly can't fill my van up for 89 quid.
There you go. See, you can't do a family shop for 89 quid anymore.
No.
Anyway, so we move on.
Let's move on. That's our most affordable guitar. I think the next one up is
that the other East Coast.
Now, this is the only one of the lot which has got a solid top. So this is a solid mahogany top, laminate mahogany back and sides. This is a slightly smaller body shape than that one, isn't it? So hold them up next to each other.
Yeah.
And I think, is the scale length even shorter on this one? Looks it. Maybe not.
Yeah? Well, I don't know.
All the specs are below.
Yeah, exactly.
But let's
Taylor
see how
said
it sounds. Taylor said yes. Taylor knows.
Yeah, the guitars for the money, and it is Andertons. It's a brand that that Andertons we design it and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah,
to make sure that it's all the quality is high, and then for the money, what is this 119?
I think 119. So this is
crazy.
Solid mahogany top. Let's see how it sounds, shall we? So yeah, with the solid top, you get a little bit more. I mean, it's the kind of mahogany-ness of it is there. Again, this could, stick a set of really nice strings on here.
Yeah, strings are important. It's a smaller guitar as well, right? So you'll get a smaller sound naturally.
Smaller guitar, smaller sound. I'd probably go up a gauge on the strings on here, maybe up to a set of 13s to get the tension up a bit more.
Right, yeah, right.
But there's a trade-off because obviously the tighter the strings, the harder it is on your fingers. So if you've got leathery old fingers like me and Pete, you'll probably be all right with 13s. But
I call it elephants. That's how rough it is.
I did the thing where I pick up hot things from the oven and then get halfway across the kitchen before I realise they're hot, and then I have to put them.
Yeah. I mean, I've got, I'll put butter in the pan and just go around like this with my fingers, like I don't feel it anymore.
Yeah, they're flipping things over. Yeah. But this is. Shall I do some picking on it? See what it sounds like. Go for it. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's small body guitar, mahogany top,
£119.
£119, and it plays great as well. Like the East Coast stuff, all the fretwork's good, the action's good, all of those important things.
Next,
go for this Fender, shall we?
Yeah. Now this is a proper dreadnought size. This is bigger.
This is a dreadnought size. This is the FA-125 Natural. This, as you say, bigger body,
much bigger. I can see your arms.
Finish. Yeah, much bigger. The neck on here is quite a lot bigger as well. It's fatter.
Is it?
It's thicker this way, but it's a wider nut width on here as well. So if you've got bigger hands, this might be good.
If you've got smaller hands, maybe not.
Yeah, exactly. Should we see what it sounds like?
Yeah.
Okay.
It sounded great.
It's not a bad sound at all, is it? Really?
I mean, it sounds like a dreadnought guitar. It looks cool.
Yeah.
It's very classic. looking guitar.
Yeah, it does all the things that you would expect. I mean,
headstock is different, isn't it?
The headstock is a bit different. It's quite wide, isn't it?
Yeah,
it reminds me of,
isn't it?
It is. It's a different font.
Yeah.
It reminds me a bit of the old Guild headstocks from the 70s, actually.
Yeah, it's quite prominent.
Yeah,
if you will.
Again, I would stick a new set of strings on here.
It's always worth doing. Just, you know, maybe even giving the fretboard a bit of like oil or something, just to because they've been, you know, they've been sitting in boxes probably for a while and been shipped overseas and all that stuff, and they might be dry out a little bit in the wood, and these are straight out of the boxes. So it's always worth to go online, learn something new on YouTube. You know, YouTube how to.
That's it. A little bit of lemon oil or that Monty's espresso wax stuff on here.
Something that just sort of and a set of strings and
Yeah, I like like I say, Martin 8020s are my kind of preference at the moment. Yeah. But it's, you know, and I think that would really give it and help bring it a bit more kind of to life, should we say, having some better strings on here. But again, it doesn't, you know, it plays fine, the action's good, the fretwork's all good.
Yeah.
You know, and like I say, the slightly wider nut width, if you've got larger hands, would be.
Is it 1 3/4? Is it? It's probably more like 1 3/4. These are like 11/16.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the first thing I noticed when I picked it up, and I quite like a larger neck on a guitar. But I do. But yeah, so there we go. £129. I mean, can't really fault it, can you?
No.
For the same money, if you wanted to go for something that's a little bit more vibey, shall we say?
Very different.
Very different in terms of sound,
isn't it? I mean, everything about this guitar is
So
30s.
The Recording King Dirty 37 series. I think kind of loosely based on old catalogue guitars of the 1930s. I believe I can't remember what the bracing is on this one, but it's orange.
It's very orange.
It's very orange.
Yeah.
So I quite like this, but it's a very different vibe to the big Dreadnoughts. Let's see how it sounds, shall we? So it's a smaller sound. It's a little bit rattly.
Yeah.
But I think this could do with a little truss rod tweak.
Do you want to do that really quick in the video?
Shall I do it?
Just to show, let's get an Allen key and then we'll just show you because how easy it actually is.
It's a very quick,
I think it's a good idea.
If you are buying a first guitar and you're not sure what a truss rod is, in a neck of a steel string guitar or an electric guitar, there's a metal rod that runs from here down to about here. Mm-hmm. It's called the truss rod. It's there to counteract the pull of the strings, because what will happen over time if you don't have a truss rod and the neck is too thin, the string tension will try and bend the neck this way.
Yeah.
So the truss rod is there to counteract the string tension and pull the neck back.
Yeah.
However, you know, these have been shipped over from China. They've been set in shipping containers and they've been in warehouses and stuff. And it's wood, right? So wood absorbs moisture and moves and fluctuates with temperature and humidity and stuff. What can happen, and what's happened on this one, is that the wood has expanded a little bit and it's pushed the neck back. So all I'm going to do, inside the sound hole, there's a little Allen key socket. I've got my Allen key here. I'm going to put this in here.
They normally come with Allen keys as well in the box if you buy a brand new one out of the box.
I'm just going to give it a little quarter turn to loosen it. Oh, there we go. Look down the neck to see how straight it is. I'll give it another little turn.
You can even hear it went slightly out of tune there, which means that the strings are settling.
Let's give that a go. That looks a little better. So I've just loosened that off about a quarter, maybe 2/3 of a turn. And that should now, it's going to be out of tune now. But that should hopefully have got rid of some of that. So it's got rid of,
it's still a little bit there, but
it's still a little bit rattly. But this kind of guitar is a bit rattly.
Yeah, it's supposed to be that kind of thing. But that's all it takes to change that. I know there's lots of people. Some people say out there, don't touch the truss rod, don't do that. You have to be brave enough to do it, and you have to be really careful with it because you can over tighten it and you can snap the truss rod inside it. But if you do look on YouTube videos on it, and just be careful.
I was going to say,
quarter turn at a time. Look at it, quarter turn at a time.
Exactly. As long as you don't go in there, like I know people have got it like they've And that's when you. But if you do it a little bit, check it, bend it, play it, tune it,
leave
up.
it to settle in, and then with the new strings as well, you know, you might have a slightly less heavy gates or heavier gates on your strings. It might pull a bit less as well. So that needs a little.
But it can really like I remember the first time I did it was on my Telecaster. Yeah. And it transformed it from being like unplayable to my favourite electric guitar.
It doesn't take much, does it?
No. It's a really useful thing to learn. But anyway, we've adjusted the truss rod on here.
There you go.
Is a vibey little thing. I mean, I would keep this for, you know, second guitar in the studio for if you want a weird, kind of a slightly vintage sounding rhythm track, or maybe some slide. Be good for slide, actually.
Be great for slide. Then you want the accent a little bit higher as well.
That's it.
I mean,
hold on, I've got a slide.
Oh.
Let's see. So what are we? There we go. Could do the action a touch higher for that, but but it's, you know, for that kind of thing, it's a nice.
That vintage. It's got that 30-30 sound, man.
Exactly.
30-30s,
that's what it does.
Naughty 40s, nifty 50s,
and I think they come in
plenty 20s. What?
Multiple colours? Do they?
So yeah, but the links below as well for that. Just go and check the links below.
Yeah. So that is the Dirty 37. Moving up.
Yeah, moving up.
To the
handy dandy.
The handy dandy Jim Dandy.
We've used that before, haven't we? Played this before.
We have. Now this is the Gretsch Jim Dandy. I think
very popular.
Oh, they're based.
So, yeah.
I think on the Rex instruments. Again, like another line of catalogue guitars.
Go fish. I don't know.
From the
right
mid 20th century, mid last century.
Lay down your head, Jim Dooley Dandy.
The Jim Dandy. So the Fred Gretsch Manufacturing Company.
Sounds great, man. I think that sounds really good.
It does actually. Yeah, it's good. Again, the strings on here I think are nicer than some of the others, but I would still change the strings.
Yeah.
Bigger body, so you get a bit more of a kind of projection.
It's like a J45 kind of style shape, isn't it? It
kind
looks
of
a bit like a
the slope shoulder.
Yeah.
I think it's a slightly smaller body than a J45.
Right.
It feels like. I haven't actually checked that. I like the way it looks. The play a bit. You know, it feels nice. It's 100. I think this is the most expensive. I think this is 179. So.
Oh my god.
I know. Still, for a lot of guitar.
89 quid, dude. 89 quid.
I know.
I don't understand how it's possible. It blows my mind.
It is.
And it comes all the way from wherever it's made. Where is it made? China,
probably. I assume.
Yeah.
I'm assuming these are all Chinese made. Yeah. Oh, this is Indonesian. This one actually.
But
I like the tuners on this. I've got to say.
Yeah, that's
three aside.
My favourite.
But yeah, 180 quid. You know.
There's not much to say really, other than if you are looking for a guitar under 200 quid, even under 100 quid.
Even under 100 quid. I mean, it is the kind of the classic old man thing that we always say. But my first acoustic guitar was terrible, but it was terrible, and it was, you know, more than any of these, I think.
Absolutely. And I think it's important to point out here that I think for people who buy their guitar the first time, I would suggest not buying anything on Amazon. Don't buy anything in Argos. I'm not putting down on these companies, not buy it from somebody on TikTok who's going, I got this guitar, you know, because these guitars are tried and tested, and music shops, they know what they're doing. We know what we're selling. We wouldn't sell anything that wouldn't be good enough for the price.
Yeah.
And I think it's better to pay 89 quid than it is to pay 50 quid.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and
because you get something that's people.
That's it. And I teach a lot. And, whenever I've got new students, and I teach, from 4-year-olds up to 80-something-year-olds. Whenever people are looking for their first guitar, I always try and point them towards something like the East Coast models, because I know from the stuff I've done here that they're all going to be good, but I also know from all of my students who bought them in the past, they'll be playable straight out of the box.
Yeah.
Whereas some of the ones I have had students who've gone a different route with their first guitar. And they've had some right old dogs, and then you have to spend more money than the difference would be between that and
to get it set up and all the stuff. It's just, I mean, and that's not because we want. Of course, we want you to buy from here, but you know, on the other hand, we don't want you to go out and it could be sold as you're saying. Somebody want to play guitar, get a guitar that's not great set up, can't tune it, the intonation is out, and then just put it away. It's like, oh, I don't want to play guitar now because I can't get it to. It doesn't do this.
Particularly with kids, it's a massive, like, it really puts kids off if the instrument they're trying to learn on is hard to play.
Yeah.
And that's why I do recommend, like, genuinely recommend the East Coast ones, because they are well set up. Sound aside, whether you like the sound or not, is not really a consideration with a first guitar. It's really how easy it is to get the first chords and your first tunes on it. And these are all
good-looking guitars. I mean, anyway, that's it, isn't it? Really?
That's it. Yeah, I mean, it's just it does blow my mind how good you can get. You know, how good a guitar you can get for not very much money these days. Yeah,
and these were 5 of them, and there's links below for all of them.
Yeah.
So we say that's it then?
I think so. I think there's 5 guitars that cost considerably less than £200, that any of which would be great as a first instrument, you know, or even just an extra instrument.
Thank you for watching. See you next time.
See ya.